Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have a quick story to share with you guys. This came out about a week or two ago, but I just have been inundated with the news to get to it, but this is really important news. So there's a progressive think tank called the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, ITEP. They published a report and it shows what they found during an investigation of basically 5 red states that cut taxes for residents making over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. 5 red states gave a tax break to people who are already making more than $1 million a year. I mean, how much more corrupt could it possibly get, right? So this happened in Kansas, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, and Oklahoma. ITEP reported that this is going to reduce state revenue by a combined $2.2 billion when all of these cuts take effect. So the biggest cuts were given in 2 of the poorest states in the nation, Mississippi and Oklahoma. And they're cutting revenue even more. So they voted to phase out and end state income tax over the next few years in those 2 states. So when they fully end, after the phase out period ends, ITEP says that millionaires in Mississippi are going to get a $141,000, basically a bonus. Like that's how much it's going to cut their tax bill. 141,000. Oklahoma millionaires are going to receive or be able to keep an additional $133,000 of their income while they're screwing over the poor people. And then in other states, the millionaires are going to receive cuts anywhere between $19,000 a year and $141,000 a year. So these governments claim that all residents are going to benefit, but what ITEP found was that tax cuts for the wealthy far exceed any cuts for the working class and the working poor. ITEP wrote in their report, quote, "The average millionaire tax cut is more than 50 times the size of the average cut for non-millionaires in each of the 5 states included in this report. In Mississippi and Ohio, the average tax cuts for millionaires are over 100 times the size for those of non-millionaires." So in Missouri, their Republican majority eliminated capital gains tax. That only benefits the wealthy. So capital gains tax is like what you pay, like let's say if you were to, sell a rental property or, buy and flip a property. That's capital gains tax. So the only people who benefit from that are people who have money. And ITEP said that this change will cut Missouri's revenue by over $600 million a year. Unbelievable. On average, they said that Missouri families making over $1 million a year are going to save $43,000 as a result of that. When you have working families, hardworking, just trying to get by average Americans, can barely afford the basic minimums, and they are stripping funding from these states to give more money to the wealthy. So, Missouri families with less than $1 million in income, their savings is going to be about $80. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get more clear than this, whose side Republicans are on. And they said Kansas and Ohio adopted a flat tax system. And so that reduced the tax rate for the people with the highest income. It's unreal. And according to ITEP, each one of those states are going to lose $1 billion annually. So, like I said, it has never been more clear what Republicans stand for. It wasn't enough that Donald Trump and his Republican minions had to give huge tax cuts to the wealthy in that big butt ugly bill. And then on top of it, cut services for average Americans, take away the Obamacare subsidies, cut food stamps, cut SNAP. GOP states, that wasn't enough for them. Republican lawmakers, Republicans who are in charge of these states. No, we have to make sure that the working class and the working poor are completely obliterated. And we have to ensure that the wealthiest people in this country get even more. So it wasn't good enough to do it on a federal level. They had to do it on a state level. So tell a friend. Tell everyone you know in those states, because this is just a fact. This is not, imagination. This isn't like, oh, it might happen. No, these things passed already. This is going into effect. Anyway, guys, sadly, there's so many people who just don't pay attention, low information voters who are still going to vote for these goons. Ghouls, I should say. I mean, these people are just, they're disgusting. They're heinous, evil people. That's the only thing that I can come up with. Like, you have to be evil and cruel to do things like this. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video. It really, really helps with the YouTube algorithm to get more eyeballs on it. Please share it with other people. That's another huge way that tells YouTube that this is important information, or people like the video and that it needs to be shared even more. If you can subscribe, if you have not, I would really appreciate it. Just click the button below, ring the bell so that you're notified of new videos that come out. And if you can donate, I really, really appreciate that. It truly helps to keep the show going. I greatly appreciate you for doing that. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.